Have you ever wondered why the human brain is not designed for trading? A very tall man Jashil to run from danger, not to stick to logic. Your natural instinct tells you whatever is going up will keep going up. And that's exactly how you fall into the trap of FOMO. You don't chase the chart, you chase your own greed. Every time the market makes a new high, instead of fear, you feel excited. You jump in, chasing the trend, and when the move reverses, you get stuck at the top. Your mind wants to avoid pain. So the moment you see a red candle, panic takes over. But when you see green, you start feeling like you're the master of the market. In reality, you're not following a system, you're chasing dopamine. And this addiction has taken you far from discipline. But the market only rewards those who learn to control the impatient, greedy person inside them. Those who can manage their fears and recognize their temptations. Just 6 months, 180 days. That's all it takes, not to become a millionaire, but to become the kind of trader who consistently drives profits. If for 6 months you focus on one thing, not profits, not charts, but the process, a new trader will be born inside you. Discipline, emotional control, long-term thinking. These 3 things create the system that makes real money, not the flashy results you see on YouTube. How many times have you looked at the screen and thought, how did I make the same mistake again? Yesterday I did everything right. Why not today? Yesterday I closed in profit. Today I burned the entire week in 30 minutes. Why? Because you were trading on mood, not on system. Serious tone. 6 months isn't just about time, it's about mental rewiring. Your brain, your habits, your trading identity. All of it can change. Behavioral science says if you repeat a habit consistently for 180 days, the brain starts to form a new identity, your impulsiveness. It can come under control. The market only rewards those who can delay gratification, who don't chase every green candle, who wait patiently for their turn. If you can't stick to a routine for 6 months, how will you ever run a system for life? Mark Douglas said, you don't trade the market. You trade the belief you've built about the market. That's why the real game isn't on the chart. It's inside you. I followed this 6-month system myself. And what changed wasn't just my trading. It was my thinking, my life, my entire perspective. I learned to pause, to think, and most importantly, to talk to myself. I stopped checking my P&L every 3 minutes. Because I realized, numbers don't make money, habits do. And to be honest, most people can't even last 30 days. Because their identity is tied to profits, not to the process. One red week, and they throw away the entire plan. But pro traders, they don't give up. They get stricter with themselves. I did just one thing in those 6 months that changed everything. Not a strategy, not an indicator, just one emotional system. Lower the voice slightly, intimate tone. These 6 months, they're not about a magic tool or a secret strategy. They're about building behavior. And I'm not saying this to someone else. I'm saying this to you. Yes, you, the one who almost closed this video halfway through. 90% of your success is decided before the market even opens. So tomorrow morning, be ready, because the battle is not with the screen. It's with yourself. Step away from the screen for a moment. Sit in silence. Start your day with mindfulness. 10 minutes. Just your breath. No charts. No prices. Just awareness. Pick up your journal. Close your eyes. Think. Learning doesn't come from repeating mistakes. It comes from understanding them. Every mistake hides a pattern. You must find it. Not to judge yourself, but to improve. Make your pre-market plan. Focus on 1 or 2 setups. Write your entry, exit, invalidation levels, and sign it. Commitment doesn't come from talking. It comes from writing and following through. The market is a battlefield, and this routine, this is your mental armor. When the bell rings, your job is not to predict, it's to execute. Like a sniper, calm, focused, clean shots, no overtrading, no chasing, 2 trades max per day. If your system breaks, be honest with yourself. Step away, refresh, and come back tomorrow. I've had days where by 10:30 I broke every single rule. But I didn't punish myself. I shut it down, took a breath, and came back clear the next day. That's where real growth began. Discipline doesn't mean silence. It means being able to say a calm no when your mind is screaming, do something. That's your edge. Don't judge every trade by its result. Look deeper into the process. Track every emotion. FOMO, doubt, greed. Score your execution. 1 to 10. This is how you build your edge. Take a random scary trade. Ask yourself, what was the setup? Was the execution clean? What would a 7-figure trader have done? Visualize it. Concrete it. Bring psychology onto the chart. Circle the candle where you panicked. And write just one line. What was I thinking at that moment? Tom Hogarth says, I don't learn from profits. I learn from every loss. That's why he writes a loss journal after every single trade. Because wins bring joy, but losses bring growth. If you only celebrate wins, losses will keep pulling you back to square one. Consistent profits come from those who've learned to accept small losses with grace. Take one Sunday a month. No charts, no screens. Just you and your journal. This is not just a review. It's a mental reset. Ask yourself, what's working? Where did emotions hijack my plan? What identity am I trading from? This routine will break you. It will uproot every bad habit. FOMO will scream. Guilt will bite. But you'll have to hold. There will be times when you'll question, is this all worth it? I've been there. I felt like a fraud. But I showed up the next morning. And that's when change began. After every session, I wrote one line. Which emotion was I running from today? That's when my strategy didn't change. My psychology did. Maybe you're tired right now, blankly staring at the screen. But maybe this is your turning point. Because if you can't control yourself, you'll never control the market. After 90 days, something clicks. The noise fades. The impulse is calm. You stop trading for the win and start respecting the loss. You realize trading was never just about setups. It was always about you. The one thing that changed everything for me was tracking my emotions as precisely as I tracked price action. Every jump, every dip. Not outside, but inside. That's when the curve flipped. Uplifting tone. If you truly want to change, find an accountability partner. Not someone to pat your back. Someone to hold a mirror. Someone who asks, did you follow your routine? Did you revenge trade? Did you note your emotions? Because steel sharpens steel. People don't lose to the market. They lose to themselves. Some never learn to sit with their guilt. They avoid it, and it silently destroys their system. Now is the time to train like a monk, not to show anyone, not for a social media story. Just execute like a machine, and start living like a human. If you're serious about this, save this video. Send it to the person you used to be. From this moment, your real 6-month journey begins. Let me ask you, if you did your job the way you trade, would you still have that job? Krishna said in the Gita, to control the mind is harder than controlling the wind. And that is the real battle. Not on the charts, but inside. Paul Tudor Jones said, without emotional control, controlling money is impossible. And that's the real foundation, emotional discipline. If you're starting this challenge, drop in the comments #nonsense 6-month mindset challenge. But more importantly, keep your ego down. You don't